The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 135 of your daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the White Arcane playing cards from Ellusionist. So, with no further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. Here we have the White Arcanes playing cards from Ellusionist in the standard glossy finish tuck box here. And the main colorway of the tuck box here is white. Here with you got that scroll like ribbon scroll type spade there on the front with some like ancient kind of text on it. Then you got the skull down here with some wings there and more ribbon going through it. Then you got arcane playing cards here at the bottom. And around the front of the tuck box here you got like a smoky kind of like ribbon kind of like pattern floating around the tuck box here. On the side you got more of that smoky ribbon pattern here, and it says Arcane playing cards. Then you got a little bit more of that smoky pattern here. On the other side, it says Performance Coding, the Illusionist playing card company, and this is an older Illusionist deck because they don't really use the performance coding anymore on playing cards. Then on the bottom, you got the Illusionist logo. Then some corporate information. These were made in the USA in 2014, so this is an older Illusionist deck here. And you got the barcode there. On the back, you got a sneak peek of the back design here. On the top, you just got more of that smoky ribbon kind of like pattern there. And the same thing on the tuck flap here. You just got more of that smoky ribbon. And the same thing on the inner tuck flaps here. And we'll take the cards out of the box. On the inside of the tuck box here, it's just plain white. Nothing too crazy going on inside there. Now that we're seeing the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And first, we'll start with the back design. Here we got a mirrored back design here with more of that like ribbon scroll pattern there with like that ancient text on it. And we kind of got like a textured background here. This is a borderless back design because there's not really any like border going on. Because like the little background has like that like kind of ancient kind of like text here, kind of like fades off towards the edge of the deck there, and then it's in like a gray pattern there. So this is like a gray and white kind of like style background with like some black shading in it. Then you kind of got like the little flower kind of like style design there. And then some more like line patterns around the cards here. And there's a mirrored back design, so you can flip the cards around. And it's the same design on both sides here. Now that we took a look at the back design, time to take a look at the cards. And here we got two identical jokers here. Well, we got two pretty identical jokers here. They both have the J's there in the corners and like fancy like in fancy font there. And then they both have the girl coming out of like that little circle design, and one side says Joker's there, and the other side has like that ancient kind of text there. And then you got that smoky kind of look going around, and the left one here says Arcane at the bottom, but then the other one says Three of Hearts. So the same pictures, just the words are different. So you got a little Three of Hearts reveal there on the second Joker there. Then you get an Illusionist ad card here. And then you get a double backer of the back design. And then for the custom ace of spades here, you got that same spade pattern you seen on the front of the tuck box, where it's like that like ribbon slash like scroll kind of pattern there, with like that like ancient kind of text on it. Then you got that skull there with the ribbon going through it with the wings. Then you got the spades there. And then you got like a smoky texture going around that spade there. And then the rest of the spades here are the standard spade design here. Just it's like a lighter gray kind of colorway here. So instead of like the black, it's kind of like a gray kind of tone to it. And that pattern goes throughout the rest of the spades here. Then we get to the court cards here, the Jack, Queen, and King of spades here. And these are like custom court cards here, as you can see. You've got the standard like court card heads here, and like kind of similar design, but then they got like that like a smoky look to it. So their bodies are like have like that kind of ribbon there with like that like text on it, and then they got like a smoky pattern to it. There's like a smoky pattern to the court cards here. And then we got the diamonds here, standard diamond design. They're just a dark red colorway for the diamonds here. And the same thing for the court cards, the Jack, Queen, and King of Diamonds here. Like the standard court card like faces here for the court cards. And almost similar kind of design. Just they've got that smoky kind of like body design to it. And they're in that like, and they got like that ancient text kind of ribbon going through them. And there is a black and like, it was like a white and like dark gray kind of colorway there for the court cards. And then we got the Jack, Queen, and King of clubs here. You've got that same club design here. It's like a lighter gray kind of club design. And then you got the court cards here, standard faces, and like with that smoky kind of look to it. There. And they're in that black and gray colorway, or white and gray colorway. And then you got the rest of the clubs here, which are in that kind of like lighter grayish, darkish lighter gray colorway. And then you get to the hearts here, which are in that dark red colorway, once again, just like the diamonds were. Then you got that custom core cards here, the Jack, Queen, and King of hearts. You got the standard faces here. They're just in that like smoky kind of pattern here. You know, smoky pattern to it. Was like a ribbon band going through it. Was that like that text on it? And then the rest of the hearts here are in that dark red colorway there. And now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And first we'll start with the springs. And there's no issue whatsoever springing these. They bend super easy. There's no stiffness to it at all to like bend them. They're so bendy. They're super easy to bend. And they're nice and like, there's no like clumpiness to them. They're nice and smooth. They feel fantastic. So no issues with the springs. They're nice and easy to bend and spring. Nice and smooth. Now on to the fans. And as you can see, they spread nice and evenly here. You can see all the different pips and numbers here. There's no stickiness or clumpiness to the cards. They're nice and smooth and consistent every time. Now on to the Pharaoh. A nice, super smooth Pharaoh there, no issues there. They interlocked and weaved perfectly there. No issues whatsoever. Now time for the giant fan of the back design. Now time for that reverse Pharaoh. The reverse Pharaoh was pretty smooth. There was a little bit of like stickiness to them where they kind of like stuck together a little bit, but they interlocked and weaved just as perfect as the other way. So no issues there. And now time for the giant fan of the faces. Now time for the riffle shuffle or bridge shuffle. Well, one thing I noticed while doing this, when I bend the cards, they're extra bendy because they must be like a thin stock of card because they're extra bendy. One thing I noticed, the cards are extra like bendy. They're like really like a thinner stock card. They must be crushed, and that makes them more bendy. So the bridges aren't the best because they work slightly better when you have like a slightly thicker card. These are like slightly almost too bendy. Like it still works. You still get the bridges and ripple shuffles to work, but they're a little bit bendy. So it makes a more softer kind of like bridge feel. So it's not like the most perfect bridges in ripple shuffles, but it still works. But you don't get like the full like nice sounding riffle shuffles here. They're not like the perfect riffle shuffles, but they still work nonetheless. They're just a little bit more bendy and softer for the riffle shuffles there. Now, time for a few packet cuts. Well, if there's no issues with the packet cuts, they handle fantastic. No issues there. And they weren't, and they're not like super slidey or slippery cards, because they weren't falling out of my hands. Now, time for the one-handed cut, or Chevalier cut. And now time for the dribble. They're nice and smooth dribbles here. It's just a more like softer and lighter type of dribble here. Just because the cards, like I mentioned, are like a thinner stock. But they're still pretty smooth and fun to dribble here. Now time for the spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well, I gotta say, Illusionist has made a pretty good looking deck here. I like the unique style back design here. And I like the face cards here, really nice and simple, yet slightly custom with the new, like, slightly different colorway here. And I like the the use of like the smoky kind of pattern for the quick cards here. There's still stock, but also custom at the same time here. But anyways, these handle fantastic. Was that like older kind of stock and finish to it, like the performance coating, like the tuck box said. So it makes them a slightly different feeling. It's always nice to test out like different stocks and finishes here. In this deck, you got the different finish with an older style coating to it. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this deck review. This has been day 135 of your daily deck review. This has been the White Arcane playing cards from Illusionist, and I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. I hope you enjoyed. That's the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.